Welcome to Tarot Tuesday for the week of November 4th. This is for Virgo. Virgo, we have a relatively active week with all of the planets. I'm mostly going to focus on the inner planets because they're what affects us the most. So we have Mars moving into Sagittarius today, fellow fire sign. Know that we still might have more clear adult actions that we take when we're communicating with others. It's a little less bold and blunt than Aries is, at least. We also have Taurus full moon tomorrow. So that is the beaver moon, and think of the fall. The last leaves are falling now. And so what are those last things that now that we've been harvesting and clearing for the last few months now, so what is the last bits of things that we are shedding to drop fully into wintertime? And we also have the next day, we have Venus moving into Scorpio, where Libra is where one of its home planets is. Scorpio is a lot less comfortable for Venus, and just in how we communicate with others, know that Scorpio requires more privacy, but also it's generally more direct in its communications, but it also has a tendency towards secrets. And that is where the hiccups may come, is that you might feel like keeping more secrets, the people in your life, and that might lead to a paranoid space, which is unfortunate because the last big event that we have is the Mercury retrograde happening on the 9th. So our last Mercury retrograde of the year is happening on the 9th. So we're already in the effects of it, but know that this one tends to be chaotic because it's going to end in Sagittarius season. So it can lead to some more chaos. I'm using obviously the Rose Oracle deck, as like all of her decks are all that I have on this trip. And let's see. So I'm using a spread that is your Rosebud and Thorn. Let's see, what is your Rosebud and Thorn? Okay. Healing the mother line. This is your Rose. Healing, ancestral work, mother line, growing up. And so the mother line is really saying that things that we develop from our maternal side, we were in our grandmother's womb. And so there's really this tie of all that genetics that are within us, and knowing where and how, like, we're still healing that feminine that was in different timelines than where we are today. Whereas you might have had a grandmother that was in the home, taking care of the kids. You might have had a mother that had to be at work, and then there's you doing whatever you are doing, either continuing one of those storylines or ending it. Who knows? Yeah. But what we're growing out of this is healing is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It is safe to soften. So Virgo, where, the biggest healing of the Virgo is generally that healing the perfectionist in you, softening that perfectionism, and knowing that every day is a new day to continue your healing process regardless of where you are. It's not 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It is just what it is in the day, in the moment. Sometimes it looks good, sometimes you don't feel like you've done anything at all, but just know that it is happening always. The thorn in this. The Great Mother. Surrender to the mystery. Fall into her arms. So, Virgo, this is just saying that there are things that we can't know. We can't know the outcome, especially if it's months or like even, like minutes down the line, you just don't know. And so, Virgo, part of letting go of whatever you're healing is just accepting where you are and where it's going. Accepting your healing, issues with, say, your parents and stuff. Also know that they're healing and aging. And those are mysteries that you're going to have to deal with as well. We don't know what it's going to look like, but it's going to be what it's going to be. Yeah. All right. So your seed, the seed that comes out of all of this: rapture, sensuality, love, devotion, romance, ecstasy, pleasure. So when you accept your healing journey for what it is, when you accept the mystery for it as the unknown, you can drop into this place of enjoying life, like, letting life bring pleasure to you just by existing as it is. Yeah. And it's up to you to really feel into that. And our senses are stifled when we are too stuck up in our heads, too stuck up in the, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, obsessive places. Being present really gives you the moment to get into the pleasure of the moment. Yeah, yeah. Pleasure is a lot more effective if you're present. Yeah. All right, well, that's what I have for you, Virgo. Happy full moon in Taurus. Good luck with this Mercury retrograde, and I'll see you next week. Bye.